Ohio State goes with J.C. Sheldon, Kateri Poole, Braxton Miller, Rebeka Mikulasikova, and Taylor Mikesell as its starting five. Norfolk State goes with Deja Francis, Nia Fields, Mahogany Williams, Armani Franklin, and Tatiana Jones. And Ohio State will start with the basketball. Here's Poole. There's a J.C. Sheldon, had 20 points in the season opener. Loses it there. Mikesell gets it back. Mikesell, she's lethal from three. Miller, offensive rebound and the putback. Ohio State pressing. Norfolk State, they look pretty solid in their season opening victory. And in their second victory, they are 2-0 in the season versus the 1-0 Ohio State Buckeyes. As Poole goes the other way. Mikesell again from three, got it.
Zachary, that's Taylor Mikesell, likes to get going early. Transferred here last year from Oregon, had 14 points for the Buckeyes, including 4 3-pointers in their victory over Bucknell on Wednesday.
Norfolk State having some trouble, and a foul's called. Played last season at Oregon, and now comes back to her hometown, Ohio State, and puts the Buckeyes up with the lead, and Ohio State continues. 7-0 run as Mikulasikova has 2.
This is something we see so far from Ohio State. They forced 20 turnovers in their game against Bucknell, getting out with the full court press early.
Trying to answer for three. Ohio State has made their first 3 field goals. They lead 7-0 over the Spartans. Cole, what are you seeing from Ohio State? And if you're on the Spartan side, how can you stop it?
Ohio State's just doing a good job finding their shots so far. Norfolk State's coming out in a 2-3 zone and just allowing their shooters for Ohio State to get open and find their opportunities.
Miller in the corner. Finds Mikesell. Poole a 3. Missed to the left. And it's Jones on the rebound. Here's Nia Fields. She started 6 of 14 games and played in all 14 games during the COVID year season ago. Now there's Deja Francis. The 3 ball. Williams misses. Poole with the rebound. Nice play, Sheldon. She is blocked. Blocked by Williams, who is called for the foul.
J.C. Sheldon's going to go to the charity stripe for the first time tonight. A really good job from Kateri Poole, as we see here, getting the ball down low to Sheldon and just creating that foul opportunity.
Good effort from Sheldon, trying to go for the reverse. And she goes to the charity stripe, looking for her first 2 points of the game. Sheldon led the team in scoring, steals, and field goal percentage a year ago. And tacks on a couple more. She now has 2. Ohio State up by 9. Downs in the game. A lethal rebounder for the Spartans. Misses her first shot. Miller open for 3. Downs a rebound. Nice play by Miller. Can't find Sheldon, however. And Cole, that's been one problem for Norfolk State that we saw in their last game. They had trouble turning the ball over.
Yeah, as we mentioned, they have trouble turning the ball over, and that's something that Ohio State's trying to do immediately, getting that full court press, and Norfolk really hasn't been able to sit down and really control their offense so far.
Jones, nice moves inside. Open for 3. Fields misses. Mikesell the other way. Mikulasikova. And she draws the foul. So Cole, at this point, Norfolk State still hasn't gotten on the board. They're down 9-0. Does the pressure start to build?
Pressure definitely starts to build, and you have to look at their defensive set. You know, still sitting in that 2-3 zone. It looks like they're finally going to go to man here and try to reduce the open jump shots for Ohio State.
Mikesell drives inside, ball's loose, and it was kicked.
And we saw in that last possession, Mikulasikova, she's using her body and her height down low to try to create opportunities, and just they're creating a foul in that last one.
Mikulasikova, Jones the rebound. Francis with the ball. She played her last 3 seasons at St. Bonaventure. Coming to this Norfolk State Spartans team to try to lead it as point guard is Jones, knocks down to 3. It finally ends a 9-0 scoring run for Ohio State to start the first quarter.
And that's Tatiana Jones being able to score that bucket last year at Gulf Coast State College, where she averaged 9.5 points. One of the new transfers here in this new Norfolk State program.
Poole takes a tumble and draws a foul. And Cole, we talked about this a little bit in the open, but when you have so many transfers coming in, so much turnover in the roster, how does that affect the chemistry?
Yeah, definitely. Just seeing new names and new faces to completely a whole new roster that you saw last season is definitely going to take a toll on the chemistry-wise. But so far in the opening game, they did a really, or the opening 2 games, they've done a really good job just creating opportunities for themselves.
Mikulasikova wide open for 2. That breaks almost a 2.5-minute scoring drought for Ohio State. Mike Sell with the tip. And Nia Fields will set up the offense. Jones is the only player to score. Try to get 2 more. Instead, Poole comes down with the basketball. Poole trying to go all the way, and another foul. This one against Lacey Savage.
And that's something Kateri Poole has been doing well so far throughout their first 2 games. As we see here, just being able to get down low and try to create the foul opportunities. That's Norfolk's 4th of the game, and they're going to start adding up here for the Buckeyes.
Mike Sell inside. Nice move, but unable to finish. There's Downs for Francis. Camille Downs against Mike Sell. She finds Williams a little bit short on the jump shot. Ohio State is coached by Kevin McGuff in his 20th year overall, 9th season at Ohio State. Larry Vickers coaches Norfolk State. He's in his 6th full season, 7th season overall, as Mikulasikova can't connect. Under McGuff, Ohio State is 427 and 184. That's his career record. Career record for Vickers, 79 and 69. Francis against Miller. Francis, nice moves, but it spins out. On the other side for Sheldon, and she draws the foul.
She's truly going to be one of the leaders for this Ohio State backcourt as the season goes on.
Beecham checks in for Ohio State. She scored 8 points in the season opener, played in 19 games, and had 5 starts a season ago.
And we see immediately Ohio State back into that full court press so far. Like they did against Bucknell, forcing 20 turnovers throughout the game. Almost seeing another one right there.
Sheldon now has 4 points from the free throw lines. Perfect, 4 for 4. Francis finds Williams, back to Francis, who works inside. Nice moves. Unable to finish, Sheldon with the rebound. Mike Sell for 3. Got it! Turner finds Francis, trying to escape the double team. Poole pokes it away, but Jones gets it back. Open for 3, and Turner misses it. Poole goes the other way, works on a screen set by Beecham. Ohio State on a 7-0 run over the past 2.5 minutes. Mikesell, three, a little bit too hard. Norfolk State has missed each of its past 5 field goal tries. They're on a 3-minute scoring drought. Turner, long three.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Zachary, Norfolk State's only shooting 8.5% so far from the field. Not the best outing here in the first quarter.
Miller rattles it down. Braxton Miller now with 5 points. Ohio State on a 10-0 run over the past 3 minutes and 6 seconds. And we have a timeout called with 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Braxton Miller takes a break on the sideline. Jones trying to escape the press. And Francis loses it. Over and back, Ohio State with the basketball.
And not even getting the steal there for Ohio State, but just once again in that full court press, just creating mayhem and a little madness. Norfolk State was unable to hold on to the ball in that last one.
Francis had 7 turnovers against Campbell. A couple here today as Bristow inside draws a foul.
Yeah, and that's going to be the 6th on Norfolk State. Ohio State just doing a really good job just attacking the basket and being able to create those opportunities here at the charity stripe.
So Williams picks up her first, sends Bristow to the free throw line. Heaven Bristow played her freshman season at Providence, had 6 points in Ohio State's season opener. Fields is back in for the Spartans. Janae Turner goes to the sideline. And Ohio State really doing a nice job on that press. Norfolk State has had a hard time breaking it as Francis drives inside and picks up the foul against Taylor Mikesell.
We knew Francis was going to get on the board at some point, Zachary. Averaging 13.5 through her first 2 points so far this season, as we see here. Just doing a good job taking on Mikesell and getting to the lane.
Jones hands it off for Francis. And Francis to the rack, no good. Ohio State on a 12-0 run over the past 3.5 minutes and counting. Lacey Savage checks in. Mahogany Williams exits for the Spartans. They're just trying to establish something. Ohio State on a 12-0 run.
And just seeing that immediately, just in that full court press, just forcing a little turnover there off the foot. And Ohio State's going to get it right under their basket here. Chance to increase their large lead even more.
Ricky Harris enters for Ohio State, gives Sheldon a break. Mikesell against Fields. Jones takes it away, but she steps out of bounds. It's a turnover.
Back into this.
So Harris handled the inbounds. She had 4 points in Ohio State's win against Bucknell a few days ago. Mikesell against Fields. Now Poole. She is guarded by Francis. Works on a screen set by Beecham. And an offensive foul.
And this is something from Kateri Poole that you can expect. Doing a good job being able to attack the lane. This time, unfortunately, just going the other way. As we see a slight shoulder push there. Trying to free up the opportunity at the rack.
Norfolk State finally catches a break. Let's see if they can score some points off it. Francis against Poole. Fields up top. Guarded by Bristow. Jones, nice pass down low, wide open. And Fields finishes for 2.
I thought that was a beautiful pass, being able to free up Nia Fields down low.
Fields is averaging 6.5 points per game. She has 2 today. Another foul called as Poole was trying to work her way inside.
It looks like that's going to be the Spartans' 7th foul of the game.
Deja Francis picks up her first foul. That sends Poole to the free throw line, shooting 2. Taylor Theory checks in for Ohio State, along with J.C. Sheldon. Taylor Theory is the daughter of John Theory, who played in the NFL, and Ellen, who played volleyball at Oklahoma. Jones up top, finds Savage. Hands it off for Francis. Thought about the three. Instead, Franklin drives inside for two. First 2 points of the game for Franklin. And it's 22-7. Ohio State doing a nice job swinging it around. Harris three. Good! First 3 points of the game for Harris. On the other side, Franklin for Fields. Passed up the three. Instead, gives it to Francis up top. Under 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Jones down low. Can't convert. 4 seconds left. Harris stops for three. A little bit too hard. I love these cold days. How about you?
No, it's definitely great to be inside today on a cold winter day, like you said.
That's for sure. Theory, Sheldon draws the foul. And Cole, just looking at these shooting percentages for Ohio State, almost 50% from the field at 46.7. Just 18.8% for Norfolk State. How do you explain that disparity?
And yeah, just starting off, like this is completely different than what we saw in Ohio State's opener against Bucknell. They had a poor shooting performance in the first half, and they turned around the second half. Likewise, today they came out on fire, shooting, like you mentioned, almost close to 47%. Norfolk State just not doing the greatest job, 18% so far in this early outing. They need to find more opportunities and just try to attack the basket a little better.
Sheldon now with 6 points. She's a perfect 6-6 from the free throw line. Having trouble. In theory, was able to come down with it. It went back to Norfolk State. Now they draw the foul. So Theory picks it up as it was Francis trying to drive to the rack.
And this is Deja Francis, who's going to get her first opportunities at the charity stripe today. Talked about averaging 13.5 points through her first 2 games. And she's able to knock down the first.
Nicole, that is her first point of the basketball game. Ohio State's been doing a good job keeping her quiet thus far.
And as we talked about, it just goes back to the turnovers already. Norfolk State has 8 turnovers so far in this early outing. Ohio State just doing a really good job with that full court press, creating intensity.
Ohio State was 4 of 9 from downtown in that first quarter. As Sheldon inside. And trying to go for the block was Williams, and she will pick up the foul. I beg your pardon. It was actually Armani Franklin picking up her first foul of the game.
And just a really good take by Sheldon there, unable to get the and-one opportunity, but she's going to go to line at the charity stripe, and something the Buckeyes have done a really good job just getting to the free throw line today.
And Armani Franklin was the team's leading returning scorer, and she's been quiet today too, just 2 points for her. Sheldon again, perfect from the free throw line. She has 8 points, all of which have come from the stripe. That press has been tough for Norfolk State to break.
Yeah, we saw Ricky Harris there picking up the foul, just once again creating that tough, intense full court press, and unfortunately for Ricky there, just picking up the personal foul.
So 1 foul on Harris as Fields just has to throw it to the other side for Savage.
And, you know, that was the first time we saw they beat the full court by throwing it down full court. something that the Spartans will definitely have to look into as this game continues.
Francis against Harris. Kicks it out for Williams. Nice move. Can't go glass, however. Harris the rebound. Other side for Sheldon. She gets stripped. Good play by Franklin. Francis will slow things down. Williams over to Savage. Trying to go down low. Trying to find Williams, but it doesn't work out for the Spartans. Miller a lob down low. Beecham got it.
And that's just a great job by Tanea Beecham there, getting the ball and quickly turning it around for the quick jumper.
First 2 points of the game for Beecham. And the Spartans trying to go fast, and they lose the ball out of bounds. Jones hands it off for Fields. Downs tries to make a move on Hutcherson, and Hutcherson with the rebound. Miller falls down. Miller gets back. A 3-ball. Downs misses it. Cole, do you like what you've been seeing these past couple possessions for Norfolk State? Looks like they've been trying to get some open shots. They just haven't been able to connect on them.
Yeah, definitely trying to get some open shots, but more importantly that I really like from them is they're slowing it down. They're trying to control their offense, get the sets going a little better. Unfortunately, not being able to get the points on the end of those, but just trying to sit down and play their game.
That goes against Armani Franklin. That's already her 3rd foul. And she has to leave, sending Crystal White checking into the basketball game. Crystal White played 2 games for North Carolina A&T a season ago, one of which was actually against Norfolk State. White is a biology major. She wants to eventually become an anesthesiologist.
Into the game for the Buckeyes, Rebeka Mikulasikova replaces Tanea Beecham.
Beecham gets a rest. Mikulasikova checks back in. Sheldon almost took it away.
As we see there, we mentioned that backcourt duo of Taylor Mikesell and J.C. Sheldon just doing a really good job creating pressure on Norfolk, just trying to beat this full court press.
Jones, who has 3 points, inbounds the basketball. Here's Camille Downs. White in the corner. And Cole, did she step out of bounds?
Looks like she did, and that's going to be another turnover for Norfolk State. The Buckeyes doing exactly what they did in their first game against Bucknell, where they forced 20 turnovers, just forcing the opposition to create these bad passes, these bad looks, and Ohio State's coming away with the ball because of it.
6 turnovers now for Norfolk State. Miller down low, taken away by Downs. Downs goes all the way. Nice play by Sheldon. Stolen by White, wide open. Downs, stuffed by the rim, and Mikulasikova picks it back up. Miller, corner 3. Hutcherson puts it back.
You know, Zach, I think everyone touched the ball on that possession for Ohio State. Working the ball around for a Braxton Miller 3, came up no good, but Gabby Hutcherson being able to get the rebound and get it immediately back up for Ohio State, getting the 2 points.
And Cole, we talked about it, but the breaks are just not going the Spartans' way. Downs was wide open, had nobody to contest that, and unfortunately just a little bit short. White a 3.
And you know, Zachary, just going back to that shooting performance, as we saw, Ohio State now shooting 50% from the field, and the Spartans only shooting 13.5. Just 3 for 22 connecting, as we mentioned, just getting those easy opportunities down low. They have to convert on those layups, especially when wide open down low.
Buckeyes on an 8-0 run. Hutcherson. Mikulasikova, rebound and put back.
And that's just her just using her height advantage on that one, be able to go and grab the ball, get it right back up immediately.
Francis drives, loses the ball. Nice play by Hutcherson. Francis gets it back against Miller. A spin, can't finish. And Cole, you see Francis trying to do so much. Sometimes it's work, but sometimes, like we saw in the last possession, it does not. As Fields, an easy play for Williams.
Yeah, Williams able to score on that one, and you know, getting back to Deja Francis, she's doing a great job attacking the rim. As we mentioned, we saw that spin move, but just to no avail, just unable to get the ball into the basket.
Those were the first 2 points of the game for Deja Williams. Mike Sell, splash!
And the Buckeyes now on a 13-2 run thanks to that Mike Sell 3, her third of the game.
All 9 points for Mike Sell have been from downtown. Jones tries to answer with 3. And Ohio State now has a 40-11 lead on a 13-2 run over the past 4.5 minutes. Mikulasikova for 3. Miller can't get the offensive rebound. Instead, it goes to Deja Williams. Deja Francis will now slow it down, works on a screen from Jones. Fields undershoots the 3. Good effort, though, to get the own rebound. And Francis carried it. Another turnover. We have a timeout here in Columbus, Ohio. As we'll take a look at this replay as Francis, think it was a good call, Cole?
I definitely think it was the right call. Definitely got it up and over Gabby Hutchison's arm. Almost looked like it was contact there, but I think they made the right call on that one.
Those players are anywhere close to double figures.
No, definitely not. And as we just talked about, they're shooting 15% so far from the field. Just Ohio State's doing a really good job in containing the Norfolk State offense so far.
So just under 4 to go in the first half. Norfolk State trying to cut down the deficits. There's Francis. Over for Waite, now down to the corner for Deja Williams. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Francis puts it up and knocks it down. Francis now with 4 points. Poole the other way, gets fouled.
And something Katir's just done a really good job so far, just being able to attack the rim. As we see here, getting to the lane, combined with 2 bodies and just being able to throw it up to get the shooting foul. Actually, I take that back. It looks like it's going to be on the floor. She's not going to go to the charity stripe.
So Nia Fields comes back, along with Janae Turner. And that sends Poole to the free throw line. Poole today has 1 point, 0-2 from the field. And Cole, I know we're still in the first half, but is this at a point when both teams just start to work in some of their bench players, or are we still way too early for that?
You know, I definitely think into the second half we're going to see some of those players who aren't able to always come in, make more of an impact, especially as Ohio State holds this big lead. And something to the Buckeyes' point, you know, they did a good job against Bucknell late in the second half, but into the second quarter, they were up 20-9 and finished 22-20 going to half. So it's just really what did the Buckeyes do at practice this week to be able to hold on to this lead and be able to continue playing at a good basis.
Bristow with the block. Nice play from Bristow as Theory checks back in. Take a look at this. Bristow says not today and swats that one away.
And she's doing a really good job. She could see she was disappointed that she wasn't able to get the ball back herself after the block.
Jones down low with 3 seconds on the shot clock. Could not get the bounce. Great play. Poole finds Bristow.
And having Bristow with a great possession, getting the block, getting the rebound, and then finally getting the basket off a Kateri Poole assist.
Jones. And she will draw Ohio State the foul. That's against Rebeka Mikulasikova. That is her first foul. As Savage checks back in for the Spartans. And Mahogany Williams takes a break at the sideline. Fields finds Turner, who drives. Mikulasikova takes it away. Theory on the ground, and it goes to Jones. The player with the most points for Norfolk State is Francis with 4, as Jones actually now has that mark. She has 5. Mike Sell rattles out. Jones up top, hands it off for Fields. Williams drives. Eight seconds left on the shot clock. Fields, a long 3. And Cole, Ohio State is just forcing Norfolk State to use so much of the shot clock. Within the past couple possessions, it's been winding down, and they've been having to put up tough contested shots.
Yeah, it really started out. The Spartans did a good job attacking the rim early on in the first period. Second period, they're trying to shoot it more and more, but just coming up short, still averaging a little over 18% from the field.
Bristow misses the jumper. Just over a minute to play in the first half. 43-15, Ohio State leads, and Crystal White travels.
Just another turnover for the Spartans, who have just been plagued today with tough defense from Ohio State, just once again creating another turnover.
So 8 turnovers for the Spartans, 7 for the Buckeyes. As Mikulasikova works inside, kicks it out for Mike Sell. Mikulasikova undershoots the 3. Bristow, great offensive rebound to draw the foul.
Yeah, seeing Bristow flying in there off the Mikulasikova shot. Just going up and grabbing that rebound.
That is Fields' second foul. Sends Bristow to the free throw line. 2 of 2 so far. And 3 of 3. They say Mike Sell committed the violation on that free throw. So Bristow will have 5 points to go along with 3 rebounds.
And, what do you think here, Zachary? Up 29 for the Buckeyes. They're still in that full court press. At what point do they just kind of let go from that?
That'll be interesting. I'd probably speculate the second half, but we'll have to wait and see, as Jones a little bit short on that try. So Poole picks it up with just over 20 seconds to play in the first half. Ohio State to get the final shot. Screen by Mikulasikova, out of bounds. And Ohio State maintains possession. There's Poole, puts up a three. Got it! 153 back on Tuesday, November the 9th. And then on Thursday, November the 11th, they beat Campbell 65-49. Those are two solid wins.
Yeah.
And the disparity in terms of points has been big in this game.
Yeah, you know, the Spartans were picked third in the Mid-Eastern American Conference to finish, and this is their first 2-0 start in 10 years. So just coming into this matchup, we did not expect the big point differential so far.
Francis, Fields, Williams, Franklin, and Jones are on the court for the Spartans. For Ohio State, it's Sheldon, Poole, Miller, Mikulasikova, and Mike Sell. Poole, and it's a foul against Norfolk State. Mahogany Williams picks it up.
And that's Kateri Poole. It's going to go to the charity stripe here. Continuing what she stopped in the first half, just continue driving to the lane and picking up those fouls, creating some free throw opportunities. As we see here, being able to get through both defenders and draw that blocking foul.
You gotta love the effort from Poole. Even though Ohio State has a solid lead, she's still playing with a lot of physicality and aggression. Fields the other way. Fields has 2 points, 104 from the field, or 3 from downtown. Lacey Savage, guarded by Mikulasikova. There's Francis. Franklin thought about a three. Instead, Jones, 2 seconds. Almost got the roll. Instead, it goes to Mikulasikova. Sheldon. Back out for Miller. Poole for 3. It goes to Fields. Fields taking her time. Franklin along the baseline. Might have been last touched by Miller, and the ball will stay on the side of the floor.
Yeah, and she was hustling after that one, just unfortunately unable to keep it in for Ohio State. But Norfolk with a good opportunity near the baseline of the basket to create an opportunity for him.
And Cole, one thing I wonder about is the chemistry aspect of this team for Norfolk State as Fields a 3. No good. Mike Sell the other way. But so many different players on this roster, they really haven't had time to gel. And maybe in those first 2 wins that they had, you don't really have that adversity that you have to overcome. In a game like this, when you're down by so many points, I imagine that's got to be tougher to overcome when you're not really sure what the chemistry is like for the team.
Yeah, Zachary, that's how we started talking about this game, how they're going to really mesh together. Like we said, dominating their opening 2 performances, not really having to deal with the chemistry, but this is when it really comes into play, knowing your teammates and knowing what everyone's going to be, just down big to a good Ohio State team.
Mikulasikova now has 7 points to go along with 6 rebounds. The foul was called on Lacey Savage for her 2nd foul. Ohio State now has 51 points. It's 51-15. Jones gives it to Franklin. Open for 3. And Fields knocks it down. That is her first 3-point field goal of the afternoon. She has 5 points. Miller on the other side cannot answer with 3. Who last touched that one?
And we see Kevin McGuff not happy with that one. As Mikulasikova went up for the rebound, but they're pointing for the Spartan ball, and it looks like they're going to overturn it for Ohio State now. Got to wonder what McGuff was saying in the ears there of the officials.
Must have been very convincing because they overturned it. Ball back to Ohio State. Sheldon goes inside, now for Miller. Braxton Miller with a nice jump shot, just cannot connect on it. Francis will slow things down, works on a screen. And Francis goes to the rack for two.
Just a great take as well. Getting the ball to the top of the key, but just attacking all the way left and seeming like no one wanted to stop her on that one.
It's a 31-point lead for Ohio State. It's Francis with 6. Fields will set up the offense. There's Jones, guarded by Miller. Now Savage. Ohio State has played pretty solid defense throughout the game today as Franklin drives inside and draws the foul. Francis, or I beg your pardon, Armani Franklin to the free throw stripe, shooting 2.
And, you know, just getting back to Mikulasikova, she's going to take a seat after that foul, but just an impressive resume prior to coming to Ohio State, competing in the highest league in Slovakia for 3 seasons, while also playing on their national team at the Eurobasket champion, becoming the youngest player to ever do so.
She's got a very impressive resume. Mikulasikova does. Mike Sell, couple threes on the game. On the other side for Sheldon. Mike Sell, 3. Got it. Mike Sell has 12 points, 4 of 7 from downtown.
And that's something Buckeye fans are going to get real accustomed to as the season goes on. Taylor Mikesell, the senior transfer from Oregon, once again showcasing why she shoots so well from beyond the arc.
Great pass from Francis to find Fields, who cannot connect on the triple. Harris the other way. Count it, and the foul.
And that's sophomore Ricky Harris, as we saw again, just getting to the basket with that tough and one opportunity here. Harris only getting a couple minutes in the last action against Bucknell, where she scored 4 points. Already today with 5. She's at the free throw line with a chance to make it 6. Just doing a really good job on the minutes she's been given so far today.
Cole, that is now 4 fouls on Francis, who leaves. That would be tough if she fouls out. She's one of the best players on Norfolk State. There's another foul against Norfolk State. Savage picks it up.
And just seeing the free throw difference between the two. Spartans only shot 4 for 4 from the line, but Ohio State with their 22nd and 23rd chance here from the charity stripe.
First time with the stripe for Beecham today, misses the first. From Youngstown, Ohio. It's now 57-25. Ohio State leads Norfolk State. So it's now Fields bringing the ball up the floor, with Francis getting a rest on the bench due to her foul trouble. Downs cannot go glass. Harris the rebound. Mike Sell inside. It's nice to see that Mikesell doesn't just set up and shoot from three, because it's good to be diverse and well-rounded. She's also apt to drive inside and try to pick up some layups.
Yeah, as we see as well, just drawing the foul again. It throws your opponents off as well, thinking that, you know what, this girl has only made three-pointers so far today, and deciding to take her down and drawing the foul at the hoop.
Tatiana Jones checks in. Lacey Savage goes to the bench. Harris at the line with 5 points, 2 of 3 from the field, including 1 of 2 from downtown. She has 4 rebounds as well. There's just 6 minutes to play. That's pretty efficient.
Yeah, and in her sophomore year as well, you know, she suffered an injury prior to the 2019 season, sidelining her for the year. So it's really great to see her back, be able to compete with the Buckeyes, especially with the shortened COVID season last year.
7 points now for Harris. Buckeyes on an 8-0 run over the past minute. Fields against Harris. Franklin. Williams inside. First 2 points for Mahogany Williams.
Just a wide open layup that she was able to get her first 2 points.
Bristow. Sheldon 3. Jones the rebound.
And just a slower start to the half for Ohio State than what they showed in the first. Only scoring 12 points, and Norfolk scoring 9 with the closest differential so far in the game. Yeah, definitely. Norfolk State has come out much better. This is the highest amount of points. They have 9 right now. Still 9 after the missed free throw. And this is the most they've scored so far in a quarter throughout the game, and there's still 4:17 on the clock. They're definitely doing a better job at attacking the rim than they were in the first half.
Franklin makes the second free throw. 59-25 is the score now. Foul against Bristow, or Caitlin Costner, I beg your pardon. So the offensive foul sends the ball back to the Spartans.
And this is Costner's first time checking in today. The freshman who led Elkhart Central to its first sectional title in 27 years as a true freshman during her high school experience.
Nice play by Beecham. Gets the ball back. Cannot finish. Downs wide open. Not today. Bristow swats it away.
And just seeing the hustle there, Zachary, just coming from behind, getting the huge block to not allow up any easy layups, even with the big marginal lead. Heaven Bristow coming up big for the Buckeyes.
You have to love the effort that Ohio State is playing with, as Hutcherson checks back in for J.C. Sheldon. Fields inbounds. She finds Jones, then gets the ball back. Downs passed up the 3 to drive inside. Kicks it out for Franklin. Inside, gets 2. Franklin now with 7. Beecham for 2. That was a pretty play right there, Cole.
And just a beautiful find, too, by Ricky Harris. Just being able to find the open man and be able to get the shot up.
Williams lost the basketball. Hutcherson the other way. Back to Beecham. Tricky pass. Great play by Franklin to save it. Williams a spin. Fields will slow it down. Under 3 to go in the third quarter. 61-27, Ohio State leads. Shot clock is running down. High pass over the head of Fields. That's a turnover. 11 turnovers.
in this, as they have this dominant lead so far.
We've seen some of Costner, who brings the ball up the floor now. Only played 3 minutes in the season opener. Hutcherson cannot hit the three. So it'll be Ohio State's basketball. Costner will inbound it from underneath. She is the daughter of Rod Creech, who is in the Indiana Basketball Hall of Fame. A high lob. Harris brings it down. Mikulasikova inside. Count it, and the foul.
And it's really great to see here that the Buckeyes, with a huge lead, just still bringing that intensity. The bench still getting into it as Mikulasikova converts the tough shot and has a chance to make it a three-point opportunity.
Fury enters, Harris exits. Mikulasikova for the three-point play. She's got it. She now has 11. Turner, some nice moves. Tough pass inside for Jones, who finishes.
I felt like this is something we're going to start to see, Zachary, just as Ohio State has possession here. They're going to try to really absorb as much as the shot clock as they can, just try to keep the time going in this ball game.
Nothing but net for Gabby Hutcherson. So Hutcherson now has 4 points. As Jones works on the drive. Over for White, down to the corner. To the block for Jones, who loses the ball. Bristow the other way. Mikulasikova. She's got 13. And a timeout is called with 56.8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Anissa Jones into the game for Ohio State. She actually played high school basketball and AAU basketball with Hutcherson, who controls the basketball now for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, getting back to that, Zach. Anissa's first time in the game today, playing alongside, helped lead Westerville South to a 62-17 record in her 3 seasons there. District titles all 3 seasons.
Mikulasikova, another 2 points. She's up to 15. Turner hands to Fields. Works on a screen from Diawara. Long 3, air ball. Hutcherson rattled out. Open stanza 4. Cole, this is a massive lead for Ohio State. They might be able to go for a record in terms of largest win margin.
Yeah, the largest win margin, as we have down for Ohio State 70. Currently lead by 51 points right now. 41 points, excuse me, 51 points. It'll be interesting to see as the fourth quarter goes on if they try to go for it.
Turner hits the 3. And Norfolk State breaks into the 30s with 32. That's Turner's first 3 points of the game. Before that, she was 0-3 from the field. Jones inside for Mikulasikova, who picks up 2 more. She now has 17.
And she's just continuing her hot night like we talked about, just scoring 4 points in her opening debut, being much more impactful, especially on the offensive end here.
Mikulasikova's career high in points is 19. That came back on November the 29th, 2019. So it looks like she might be able to break that here today. Williams sets the screen for Fields. That was Diawara. Diawara redshirted last season due to an injury. She lettered in track, volleyball, and basketball in high school. Costner for Jones, back to Mikulasikova inside. Costner. Theory gets it and puts it off the glass for 2.
And that's Taylor Theory's. That's going to be her first bucket of the night for the Buckeyes.
Nice drive and the roll for Janae Turner, who has 5. Costner for Hutcherson. Mikulasikova passes up the jump shot. Gets it back inside. The double for Mikulasikova ties her career high at 19.
And just doing a good job attacking the basket. Sees 2 defenders, but just uses her height availability just to get to the rack and get the layup.
The Spartans will take their time. Fields, guarded by Theory. Williams down low. Another. Bristow and Harris check in for the Buckeyes. Harris. And Jones with another rebound. She now has 6. So Norfolk State will have a lot to look at and a lot to think about heading into their next game November the 17th against Bowling Green. Great play inside, however, Armani Franklin. Bristow gets stripped, taken away by Fields. 3, it is good. Janae Turner from downtown.
And Norfolk State, despite being down big, are still playing very aggressive here in the 4th quarter, already scoring 10 points so far.
A perfect 3 of their last 3 on field goal attempts for the Spartans. Harris cannot answer for 3. And Jones with her 7th rebound.
And you see here, you know, down large, 5.5 minutes to go almost. There's no need to try to force something. They're trying to set up their offense, try to build something going into their next game against Bowling Green.
Another 3, almost with the rebound for Williams. Instead, she is called for the foul here with 5:27 left to go. And Cole, one thing we saw in Ohio State's season opener against Bucknell, they went about 8.5 minutes without scoring, a very long scoring drought. Right now, they're on a scoring drought of 2 minutes and 25 seconds, so nowhere close to the 8.5 minute scoring drought. But still, for the Buckeyes, that's something to work on. As Bristow picks up the foul against Nia Fields.
Bristow already, who has 5, going to have a chance for 2 more at the free throw line. As we see here, just being able to get the ball in off the pass. Try to create contact to get the foul. But going back to what you said, Zach, as you mentioned, in a basketball game, basketball is about a game of runs. In Ohio State, as we talked about, 0 points in the last 2.5 minutes. Nothing large like they did against Bucknell, and today they don't have to worry about that with a large lead, but going forward to the next game, just being able to stay consistent, keep scoring, and just keep staying effective as the game goes on.
A few minutes ago, I actually said that the Spartans' next game was against Bowling Green. I misspoke. It's actually against Indiana on November the 16th. So another Big Ten battle that Norfolk State will be part in. It's Ohio State who takes on Bowling Green November the 17th as Jones hits that one. It was a long two. Jones is getting close to double figures. She's at 9. They will wave that one off. There was a foul on the floor. Denasia Williams picks up her second foul. So with 4:44 remaining, we have a timeout. You got Franklin with 9, Turner with 8, Francis 6 as Bristow rattles down the triple. What do you do, Cole? How do you improve? How do you build off this loss?
You know, you're the Spartans. You're looking at a 40-point deficit right now. But you still have to take away the pause going to the next game. You can't beat yourself up playing a really good Ohio State team. And talking about going against Indiana, their next matchup, taking on another Big Ten team, which will be their second time in program history. You have to be able to build upon how you look against these really good opponents and how that can continue into your conference success. And so far, just seeing, especially in the second half so far for the Spartans, as we see, yeah, just inside the paint, just looked like she got stood up, kind of stiffened, and just immediately ailing to her right knee. And she's going to head to the locker room now. Definitely going to be able to get checked out here.
It looked like she was trying to walk with help, but I don't think she was putting that much pressure on the right leg.
Yeah, it didn't look like she got pressure down on it.
Harris misses the 3. Franklin gets stripped. Fields the second try. Gets her own rebound. A long one. Got it! Janae Turner from way downtown. So the timeout has reached its conclusion, and Ohio State will work to bring the ball up to the front court. Here's Bristow. Jones gets a hand on it, and she drives the other way. Blocked! Bristow swats it away. Jones on the other side tries to save it. Now we have Lacey Savage checking back into the game.
And just getting back to that Bristow block. That's the second time we've seen a big block from her coming down the court, and that's her third of the game so far as she's trying to work down low. Just missing the layup there.
Theory with the putback. She's got 4.
You know, speaking statistics-wise, Zachary, this is Norfolk State's best quarter so far. They have 17, edging out their last quarter performance with 14. Just, as we mentioned, just trying to build off something as they're going to continue on into their next game against Indiana.
They've gotten better and better as the quarters have progressed, and maybe that's just one thing you look at and say, that's chemistry. It's going to take some games to build chemistry. And this is really their first time playing a regular season game together where they've had a big deficit that they've had to try to battle back from. And that can take time to build the chemistry and get a feel for each other.
And you're exactly right, Zachary, especially playing a really great team like Ohio State, someone that you're not exactly used to playing. Going down in these games is going to really help your team going forward into your conference season.
Crystal finds Turner. 5 seconds. Goes to Theory. Hutcherson open 3. Theory the offensive rebound. Costner for 3. And it's Denasia Williams with the rebound. Blocked by the rim, second try. Finally a foul's called. Here with $1:51 remaining in the basketball game. It's Theory's second foul. As McCoy Diawara checks back in. There's a foul on the floor, so it'll be Fields working on the inbounds. She finds Williams. And Fields will get the ball back. Nice drive. And Williams is fouled.
I really like what the Spartans are doing. They're just coming out from an inbound play. You know, a minute and a half left, and they're just working their offense, and they are able to get to the rim here. As we mentioned, you just got to keep building on something for your next game.
That foul was Hutcherson's first. Williams now has 3 points. That's Denasia Williams, I beg your pardon. She played in 4 games for St. John's last season, attended South Shore High School from Brooklyn, New York. Jones for Bristow. So for the Buckeyes, their next game, November the 17th, against Bowling Green, as a foul is called, as it was Denasia Williams dribbling the basketball. Hutcherson picks up another foul. And we have a little friend at the broadcast table. It looks like a fruit fly has landed right next to me, Cole.
I feel like they're more interested in the broadcast right now than the current game, but as we continue going forward, it's a minute and a half to go as this time is ticking.
So there's Fields with under a minute remaining. Almost another turnover. Janae Turner, however, was able to save the ball. Puts up a 3. Diawara is fighting for the rebound. Taken away by Jones. Costner is able to finish on the other end.
And that's Kaylin Costner's first point of the game and first point in a Buckeyes uniform, the true freshman. Be able to score here with just under 25 seconds to go.
So the game is winding down, and still another foul is called, as it was Diawara who fell down to her knees. She looks to be okay.
Just looking forward for Ohio State, they have a really great non-conference schedule. They play Bowling Green. They're going to play teams like Cincinnati and Syracuse. How are these good teams, you know, just playing them going to help as their conference season begins?
It's definitely good to get some wins under your belt here early, as there's Costner going all the way. She finishes for 2. Now has 4 points for Ohio State. As the final seconds will trickle away, a long 3. It misses from Turner. That will do it. Final score, Ohio State 86, Norfolk State 48.